Raul is a music artist, singer, songwriter who shares an unprecedented passion for music and a love for humanity. And he's with us here today. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Now, you've got a new single out at the moment called Planet Earth. What's the kind of basic idea behind that song, first of all?
The basic idea on the song is to send a message of love to the listeners,
Yeah.
to the public. My song is about unity and
Mm.
spreading love around planet Earth.
Yeah, absolutely. And what gave you the idea to write this song?
Well, when I first I looked for a producer and I asked the producer to make me a certain beat for the song I was going to make. But at first, it was going to be a kind of a club dance song
Yeah.
in terms of the lyrics. I remember when I wrote the verse, I'm sorry, the hook. It was I had wrote first, jump jump and dance dance, and somehow the word "wah" around that time. This was before the pandemic.
Mm.
The word "wah" and border came to my mind because I was hearing it a lot around. The television around the news outlets and stuff. And from that word, it just changed the whole theme of the song. And I ended up writing about imaginary borders and having a planet with no borders. You know,
Mm.
borders come and go here. You know, in past human history, we've had borders that have come and go and
Yeah.
collapsed. So my the whole theme changed, and that's how the whole theme of the song changed into unity and trying to unite the planet and make everyone feel like we're one
Yeah.
in on one planet. Yeah,
Absolutely, because a lot of astronauts will tell you that when they go up to space and look down, we're so small as a planet that we kind of are as one. So we shouldn't really be putting up borders and causing any divisions. We are a global world.
correct. And I believe maybe not. I believe in the future it will
Yeah.
happen. It will, and maybe we'll live to see some kind of progress. But
Mm.
you know, just people like me that spread a grain of sand and on the beach.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm contributing to that.
Yeah. And I feel like we have a responsibility to, like, richer countries be giving things to poorer countries because I think we've seen a lot in this last year about how maybe some countries are keeping their resources to themselves and should be sharing it with a
Right.
lot of other places.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of us are here, like how I see it, a lot of us here have a sense of duty. We
Mm.
all have, everyone here that's born here and stuff, we all have a purpose
Yeah.
in this reality. And so I feel like my purpose is to spread music and bring some kind of, raise the frequency on our planet in terms of love. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And do you feel that this pandemic has brought the world closer in a way because of Zoom, I suppose? We're able to meet up with people all around the world, or do you feel like because of what I mentioned just there, we've kind of gone further apart or stayed where we were?
I believe the pandemic did a lot of things. I
Yeah.
believe it was an attack on humanity,
Mm.
but I always also believe it was a chance for everyone to awaken a little bit in terms of not always looking down and seeing your surroundings and what you hear on the media and um, how we're stronger as one and how it was a test on humanity, how
Mm.
in terms of wearing a mask and keeping social distancing, and it really lowered the energy here on us.
Yeah.
But we're really resilient, and I believe that we're gonna come out stronger from this.
Mm.
And again, I believe it was a test for us, and um, we have a lot to do. But I also believe we could turn the planet around in one night,
Yeah.
and together, it's possible.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah,
And for the song, how long did it take you to write it?
I wrote it in one night. I wrote
Wow.
it like in an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess these things that you feel passionate about, you can write pretty quickly, I suppose.
Yes, yes. I mean, I've written other. I have other songs that are coming soon,
Yeah.
but in this particular song, somehow it just the idea started swarming in
Yeah.
into my mind. It was kind of like a download, and I just started writing it on a notepad, and before you know it, I had the whole song written out.
Wow. Yeah. Sometimes things like that just happen.
Yeah.
So, how did you first start to get interested in making music in the first place then?
I've always was interested in music. As a child, I was very curious,
Mm,
and Selena, the Mexican singer Selena.
yeah.
I'm Mexican. I come from a Mexican heritage, and she was the first singer that I got to listen to, and the first
Mm,
singer that I got to relate to as a child that looked like me and wasn't necessarily the same look that pop stars are. So with having that enthusiasm from her music, you know, it was her songs were the first songs that I danced to as a kid. So I kept that enthusiasm throughout my life, and I started performing, you know, in school talent shows and um, things like that. And as an adult, you know, I did end up working in the banking industry for quite a while. But
ooh.
right now I said, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot and see what happens. And here I am. And now I have my song out, and I'm gonna let it do its thing. See how the public accepts it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. And do you have any famous musicians as well that you look up to?
Aaliyah
Yeah.
and Selena Aaliyah.
Yeah.
I love. She's one of my favorites, if not my favorite artist. She was beyond her time. Her music, her style, her visions, her art, her
Mm,
music videos, everything um, was. It was great. I mean, and you could see her in her style, her music, her influence now with other artists. I believe that they, you know, released all her catalog will chart. It sounds so current still.
yeah. And here's a question. If you weren't making music,
Yes.
what do you think you would be getting up to?
If I wasn't making music, I would be making music.
Yeah.
It's not a choice. It's not a
Yeah.
choice.
That's a good
Yes.
answer, I suppose. It shows that this is really what you want to do. You shouldn't be doing
Yes.
anything else.
No.
And in your spare time, are you getting up to anything else, or is music just the thing that you are doing all the time and want to?
In my spare time, you know, I like to greet people. I like to speak to a lot of strangers, and you know, a smile goes a long way.
Mm,
So, you know, it's just about making people happy. I think that's if we're not here to love, I mean, what's the purpose of even having an existence here, you know?
yeah.
Um, so yeah, that was my answer.
Yeah. Well, do you have any more songs on the way that we're able to look forward to?
Yes, I do. I have one coming out. Well, I want to see what how Planet Earth does. I just released it on Friday, so I'm giving it time. And you know, I'm not signed. I'm an independent artist.
Yeah.
I don't have, you know, a budget of millions and millions of dollars like main artists do. I've done everything myself. I've styled myself. I've created the cover art for my own music. I've created the melodies for my songs and the style I want. I would have created the beat, but I just don't know how to produce. But fortunately, I found some really good producers. One here in California and a young man in Mexico that you know that envisioned what I was envisioning. So we created some pretty cool tracks. But the next track I'm gonna release is gonna be kind of a dark club song. It's kind of like the opposite of Planet Earth. It's kind of the second part to it, but in a dark tone and in a different beat. But
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. It's a fast beat.
Absolutely, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
in the meantime, where are we able to check out the music that you have released so far?
Yes, my it's, Raul Planet Earth. It's available now on iTunes on all major streaming platforms. And if you guys could please check out my Instagram, it's Raul official page, and you could find all my content and all my work and announcements through there. And my TikTok as well as Raul official page.
Oh, nice. Yeah, everyone's on TikTok these days.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get the hang of it.
Yeah.
I'm not really too good with the TikTok thing, but
Mm.
I'm trying to get in there.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us on the show today. It's been great to have you on.
No, thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you interviewing me. Thank you for giving me the chance to share my music and myself and my brand to your listeners.